is yet another exclusive news break. Pakistan has in fact now come to Iran's defense. Sources have informed us that Pakistan intends on supplying Iran with Shaheen 3 medium-range ballistic missiles if the conflict with Israel escalates. The range of these missiles, we are told, is about 2,750 kilometers and could increase Iran's strike capabilities against regional targets, including Israel. There's a strong evidence suggesting military collaboration between Pakistan and Iran. In fact, Pakistan's defense minister Fajar Asif also declared that Pakistan stands by Iran in every way possible and also vowed to protect Iranian interests at international forums, including the UN. Pakistan has also now demanded an emergency OIC meeting to unify Muslim nations against Israel, urging those with diplomatic ties to Israel to sever them immediately.
As we are now talking about it, these inputs shared by our Security Affairs Editor, Mr. Manoj Gupta, that Pakistan is rallying for an Islamic support from nations like all member nations of the OIC. Will they be able to bring in that support from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, or even Jordan is the big question now as far as rallying in that Islamic support is concerned. But most importantly, as Mr. Manoj Gupta has been sharing with us, that Pakistan's intent to supply Iran with the Shaheen 3 medium-range ballistic missile is also being shared if that is the conflict escalates further between Israel and Iran. Having said that, there is going to be a pan-Islamic mobilization of is what is being indicated by these intelligence sources. Pakistan is also demanding an emergency OIC meeting to unify the Muslim nations against Israel, urging those diplomatic ties to sever ties with Israel primarily. How this will now shape up against the United States, against India, because remember, so far India has been able to do that diplomatic balancing not just with Iran but also with Israel. Will India be able to sort of toe that line of multipolarity? That is the big question that we'll have to see. But closer ties with Iran is something that Pakistan is also looking towards, because remember, as far as the Balochistan insurgency is concerned, primarily at the hands of Jaish al-Adl, that serves in the interest of not just Pakistan but also Iran, because both of them are trying to counter Baloch insurgency. So that is one very crucial factor. Iran's regime is also facing its own set of domestic dissent. Pakistan's support is, of course, more than an ideological one. It is a pragmatic one. Why so? Pakistan is benefiting from this network to counterbalance the influence that, as far as Saudi Arabia, even India have on Western forces, not just the one in United States but also in Europe. Pakistan's alignment with Iran is a calculated gamble to secure the energy resources, counter India, and stabilize its own western border. This will cost, this cost will include potential conflict escalation and economic isolation, which will severely undermine Pakistan's stability. The immediate solidarity may yield short-term gains, but there are going to be long-term costs for it, especially in the larger geopolitical calculus when it comes to Pakistan's own diplomacy. US will ensure that Pakistan chooses sides, whether it chooses to support Israel to the United States or Iran. For how long will Pakistan be able to have that unilateral position? Because remember, just over the weekend, Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar had passed that resolution condemning Israel's airstrikes, calling it